I think this has to be one of the worst takes on the internet ever.
Because I know Dan. I don't think that Dan Bongino is lying to me. I know Kash Patel a little bit. I don't think Kash Patel is lying to me. I don't think these people are lying to me.
Yes, I've known them a little bit and talked to them, so therefore when they get into huge positions of power, there's no way that they could be swayed by some of the most influential, richest people in the world that of course have all the compromise and dirt on them that of course has never been released but promised to be released by them, as of course Ben Shapiro right now isn't just having what I would say is the worst takes on the internet, he's also now attacking Alex Jones in a very interesting, underhanded way here, as of course the party lines are being drawn here as the real MAGAs and the MIGAs now are at full-on civil, domestic, right-wing Republican conflict that now will only be getting worse from here. And again, we told you that this was happening here, especially when Donald Trump was talking about we need to bomb Iran. We told you he was going to bomb Iran before he did, by the way. It's not that it was just that one single issue. It was the devolvement of this kind of coalition that has been built by Donald Trump that we are going to be seeing the bifurcations of, the divides of, which will give clearly a good pathway for the Democrats and radical left-wing lunatics to take control of political power. We're going to be talking about that as well as playing videos from good old Benny Boy there, who doesn't have the best track record of getting things right. As of course, this is the same guy that told us to go to war. But if you appreciate this type of commentary, subscribe, click the notification button, as of course we always appreciate your time and attention here with us on this YouTube channel. Now, let's just get right into it, as of course Ben Shapiro wasn't holding anything back, as of course this is the same man who of course fully accepted the DOJ and FBI's official account of the Epstein saga, saying, yeah, I've had dinner with these guys once or twice or whatever, and I knew them a little bit, so they can't be lying to me. They're not liars because they're in my circle. No way. Yeah, totally trust us. Even though they promised that they would release it, even though they are contradicting what they've been saying for years. Look at the comments, Kash Patel, and especially Dan Bongino. Dan Bongino was talking about his friends being on Epstein's planes with Clinton on it, okay? And I was talking about the really seedy, nasty behavior that was happening on that plane, as of course multiple small children hurt in so many horrible ways, and these people were screaming about it, and now, nope, no blackmail, no extortion, no client list, official version of events. Absolutely true, just exactly like we were told. Shut up and swallow the official story, or you could be with Alex Jones. And that's what Ben Shapiro is saying, hey, you could be with Kash Patel and Ed Bongino and Pam Bondi and Donald Trump, or you could be with Alex Jones. Now, if you're going to wager it that way, absolutely 100% Alex Jones has been right. And again, Alex Jones is not perfect. He's an imperfect human being, just like all of us are. He has his flaws. He made mistakes. He didn't get things right. We called him out when he did. We had disagreements with him before, but I still believe he is one of the most on-point, prolific, prophetic people out there that have absolutely forewarned about many of the problems that have ailed our society that no one listened to, that if we did, the world would have been a different place. Now here's Benny Boy on the Ben Shapiro Show, of course on the Daily Wire. This is what he had to say this morning.
Guys, he has integrity. In fact, he's been called by some a prophet. Tucker Carlson literally called him a prophet on his program. So,
Ben Shapiro really hates Tucker Carlson. Why? Tucker Carlson is, I think, one of the most popular podcast hosts out there, and of course, the two are ideologically opposed. And I think the main kind of meat of their kind of anger against each other is that Tucker Carlson really feels bad that he supported the Iraq War. Unironically, Ben Shapiro supported the Iraq War, and now he wants more war. Tucker Carlson, who at the time was in line with Ben Shapiro, saying we have to go into Iraq, we have to stop the weapons of mass destruction, we have to stop their nuclear program, feels bad about the huge amounts of death and suffering that he has caused through, of course, goading and pushing this and being a PR public arm of the military-industrial complex. Ben Shapiro doesn't, and therefore this is where the strife kind of begins, as there have been jabs being made against Tucker Carlson, against Ben Shapiro, and the two have been kind of squabbling against each other for a very long time. And it looks like Ben Shapiro definitely took it very personally upon himself and is definitely very butthurt and is very seriously angry at Tucker Carlson, which, of course, as of course he's been called by a lot of the MIGAs and the neocons as Qatari-son.
So, actually, this is a person whose own lawyer made the case in a custody hearing with his ex-wife that he was a performance artist. This wasn't.
Now here comes the slander. Now here comes the very underhanded mudslinging from the past here, because it has nothing to do with what's happening with Epstein right now, but he's using this as a kind of straw man to say, look at Alex Jones. Alex Jones is crazy. He's bad. Look what happened in the past with Alex Jones. Therefore, you have to believe the official version of events with the Epstein story. No, you don't. That's not a fair comparison. All right? That is not the way that you argue. All right? And you see how he's trying to deconstruct and trying to just do this kind of mental gymnastics to say, Alex Jones, he's bad. He doesn't believe the government. You should believe the government because he doesn't and he's bad. Again, just low IQ type of attacks here that are really absolutely just completely disingenuous. Now, before playing the rest of that clip, we wanted to quickly remind you, sign up to Unfiltered.com, 20 cents a day. Click right here. Click the link down in the description below. When you do that, you get access to a lot of really cool offers of value, including, of course, our in real life meetup that we are doing today in Milwaukee. We're going to be doing a lot more of them. We're doing nature hikes. We're doing range days. We're doing a lot of really fun, awesome, incredible stuff. And it's only available for members of LukeUnfiltered.com. 3 master classes, seed oil cards, exclusive merchandise. You get to talk to me directly through Telegram, and I really do appreciate meeting you guys, talking to you guys. A lot of the people who are members are my friends now, and you could get access to our newsroom. You could tell me what stories you want to see me research and study. You could tell me what guests you would like to have me on. A lot of the times I listen. If I can do it, I do it. If it, of course, works. Now, LukeUnfiltered.com, sign up right now. As, of course, Ben Shapiro has a lot of money. We had the IRS take everything from us last year, so we're running on empty. Your support needed now more than ever. As, of course, Benny Boy, he has big pockets, and it shows, especially with the shilling that he's been doing recently for the establishment here. Now, here comes this kind of underhanded attack here, which the corporate media ran. Alex Jones had custody hearings. During those custody hearings, the people working for his ex-wife were going to play clips of him dressed up as the Joker, acting crazy, saying drink to fluoride, and saying other kind of fishy things. Alex's lawyer came out and said, hey, this was a performance, okay? But now Ben Shapiro is using this many years ago during a very heated, nasty personal custody battle, which shouldn't have been used anyway, to say, this is why you should believe the official story of the FBI and how this is why Epstein absolutely had no blackmail operation. This is absolutely why there was no extortion, there was no client list, because Alex Jones had a custody battle and things got personal and his lawyer said he's a performance artist.
Even the Sandy Hook trial, where he tried to make the same case. His lawyers claim that this man of integrity is, in fact, a performance artist. Quote, he's literally reading the script there, okay? He's like, okay, ADL, Southern Poverty Law Center, give me the talking points here. Let's try to make him look as bad as possible. What do we got on him? This? Is this really all we got? Whatever, I'll read it. I'll read anything. You give me enough money, I'll read it. A character and is nothing like his online persona. Attorney Randall Wilhite reportedly insisted in a Texas courtroom at a pretrial hearing ahead of the right-wing radio jock's custody battle with ex-wife Kelly Jones. Judging Jones by his InfoWars performances would be like judging Jack Nicholson by his depiction of the Joker on Batman. That's his own lawyer saying that.
He was playing the Joker. Alex Jones was playing the Joker. Okay?
But why are you trying to smear Alex Jones? Because you're setting up this fake dichotomy, saying you're either with Alex Jones or you're with Donald Trump. Again, fake, lying, disingenuous, nasty type of behavior from a man who clearly doesn't have a lot of morals.
His own lawyer is saying that he was a performance artist. Hey, that's his wife was making the case that actually he's just unstable. Quote, he's not a stable person. He says he wants to break Alec Baldwin's neck. He wants J-Lo to get raped. His lawyer was like, no, he doesn't mean any of that. He's a performance artist. Okay, so those are your choices. So I'd just like to point out once again, at this point, you can watch whatever you want. It is a free country. You can watch Alex Jones.
Yeah, except for if you're in a Republican state and you decide to criticize a certain state or boycott it legally through your own purchasing power of your dollar. Then it's not. You're free. You're free. Really? Are you? Because that's going to be challenged here very significantly by the Trump administration soon.
You can believe Alex Jones. You can think Alex Jones. You're entitled to any of those beliefs. That's fine. It's a free country. On a moral and intellectual level, it is not so fine. Because it turns out that people who consistently traffic in conspiracy, it turns out that people who consistently traffic in trash, people who spend your time...
You mean the people that have predicted the future correctly? As of course, the conspiracy theorists are pretty much spoiler alerters now. Oh, how dare you not believe the government every time they say anything? As of course, Ben Shapiro does it all the time. He's like, yeah, lockdown. Yeah, take the shot. You better take the shot, dope. You better believe the government all the time, dope. These people. And now you have the scruples after being wrong so many times, after being called out so many times, after having the worst, most horrible reputation, especially during the times when it matters the most. You now have the scruples to say, you better not theorize. You better not deviate from what the government tells you to believe. You better not stop suckling the government teeth. Okay? You better be a good, obedient little slave here, and you better listen to everything the government tells you to do, because the government is never wrong here. It's just trash. If you question the government, it is trash. No, it's not. It's a survival mechanism at this point. All right. You saw what happened 2001. You saw what happened during the financial crisis 2008. You saw what happened during the Iraq War. You saw what happened during all these key moments in time, during the coup years. All right. You saw what happened during all these times. The government says one thing, and then the complete opposite of that is exactly true. And now you still have the balls on this little effeminate soy butt. You have the balls to say you're trash if you don't believe the government. You're a buffoon. Or you're not even a buffoon. You are smart. You know what you're doing. And you know who you're shilling for. Let's just be honest with ourselves. We know exactly what you're doing. We know exactly why you're here. We know exactly the role you're playing here.
Your few brief breaths on this planet, filling your mind with stupidity, playing a WWE character. Listen, if you want to watch Alex Jones in the same way that you watch WWE, because you know that the WWE is people who are fake jumping on each other and you find it dramatic and interesting, more power to you. But if you're watching WWE and you think it's real, that makes you the stupid person. Don't do it. Don't
question the government. You're stupid. No, really the opposite of that is true. If you're looking at modern entertainment and modern politics, that is the WWE. You got all these people pretending like they're fighting each other, when in reality, they're serving a duopoly. You got all these people acting tough, talking trash against each other, especially during election season, making all these promises, and then they play fight, right? And then you have Alex Jones, if this analogy is going to be correct, you're saying, hey guys, this is all fake here. We should actually be spending time with our families. We should actually be out there touching grass. We should be out there living in the real world and actually be considerate of what's happening all around us in our neighborhoods, in our communities, join our local city councils and engage in the conversation. That's what Alex Jones is doing, and that's what he has been doing. You're the one saying, believe the show. that the government is putting on for us. Believe the theater. Believe government. Believe Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, and Pam Bondi when they tell you, oh, we have tens of thousands of videos with Epstein and children. Oh, we have the documents. Oh, we have the client list. Oh, we have everything here. We have all these victims here. And then we don't got nothing. And then you Benny boy, are like, believe them. Or you're horrible, like Alex Jones. Sorry, I'm not buying that.
Don't do it. Seriously, it makes you dumber. It just makes you, in the end, you're responsible for the information that enters your brain and your independent judgment of that information. But if people are consistently being inauthentic, if people openly acknowledge that what they're saying to you publicly and what they say privately are two different things on the same matters, well, then maybe you ought to take what they say with a grain of salt rather than suggesting that, for example, Donald Trump is lying to you about Jeffrey Epstein or Dan Bongino with whom
You think Donald Trump, who literally was like, stop talking about it, isn't obfuscating this case of the decade, a case that so many people want justice for? As of course, they want justice on thousands of children who got hurt here, thousands of children who are going to continue to get hurt here, to stop being hurt. And now you're saying you better believe Donald Trump, or you're a bad person like Alex Jones. No, that's a ridiculous, disingenuous, immoral take to make here during this key crucial time here. As clearly Donald Trump is running a deflection effort here, and him and his statements that he made yesterday, extremely telling to the culpability that he has in all of this when it comes to the cover-up of the decade that has absolutely going to set a major negative tone for him, his administration, and everything here moving forward.
whom I am friends is lying to you about Jeffrey Epstein, or Kash Patel, the head of the FBI, is lying to you about Jeffrey Epstein, because those are your only two choices here.
No. Again, you're setting up these false dichotomies. The choices are, you believe the government that lied and contradicted itself multiple amount of times on an international child trafficking blackmail operation that is consistent with the most powerful people in the world doing horrible, awful things in order to be compromised for. You believe that either the government is telling the truth about this blindly without any evidence or documents, or you believe that this operation is still ongoing. I think it's fair to say the operation is still ongoing, and this is how a lot of power, this is how power works in Washington, D.C. Let's just be honest with ourselves. There's a lot of blackmail, there's a lot of compromise, there's a lot of extortion, there's a lot of seedy, underhanded behavior here. That's the dichotomy here. It's not, you're a horrible man, or you're with the good government. That's the fake dichotomy. The real dichotomy is, do you believe that things have changed dramatically based on no factual evidence at all with the way that things work in Washington, D.C.? Or do you believe they're continuing the same, as of course we were lied to once again? The campaign promise wasn't kept. The documents, the evidence, the witnesses were all ignored and shredded and destroyed. What do you believe actually happened here? I'm asking you legitimately here. Do you believe Benny Boy here, who's going to tell you what to believe?
Either Alex Jones, as is usual, blew a conspiracy theory out of proportion, and so did the rest of the internet, or Dan Bongino and Kash Patel and Donald Trump are all lying to you. Those are your choices. There is no third choice.
Whatever, bro. It's pretty clear here. As Alex Jones, of course, responded to Ben Shapiro, as of course he has, as they say, he has a very desperate defense of the Jeffrey Epstein cover-up here. Yeah, and that's what's happening here. Trump is trying to obfuscate. He's trying to deflect. The talking points have gone down, and you see them reiterated by some of the people that are being bought off here. Not everyone. Less people are more willing to take this paycheck like they did for Iran. But the paycheck for Iran was good. They're like, yeah, I guess some people hate brown people. Yeah, I guess we'll shill the war for you. Shilling, protecting child predators out there is something that luckily a lot of people won't do. Some people will do it. A lot of other people are like, stop talking about it. The government's telling the truth here. We got bigger things to do here. And again, this obfuscation effort here, it's not going to work. I mean, everyone, and I talked to my friend here. I was talking to a friend yesterday who's a diehard MAGA lover of Trump. And this person told me, I'm never going to forgive this. I'm never going to forget
this is always going to be on my mind now about what in the world really happened here, and the kind of the kind of understanding of who he believes Donald Trump is has changed completely, and it's never going to go back unless we get any actual real justice here. As again, Alex Acosta, the former U.S. Attorney for South Florida, Trump's administration member, his Secretary of Labor, said specifically that Epstein was intelligence. And DC Drano, the folder guy, even says, why was our CIA running blackmail operations on American citizens? Shut up, says Ben Shapiro. How dare you not believe Donald Trump? Who tells you, shut up? And again, in a Senate confirmation hearing, he literally says that he worked for the CIA and the case was sealed at their request. What else do you need to know? But hey, Benny tells you to believe the government. Will you believe the government? If you don't, share this video. Subscribe. Again, we try to do a lot of really cool, fun things. This is the way to really support us. 20 cents a day, that's all it takes. We need your help. Again, we don't have the Ben Shapiro money. We don't have the Daily Wire money. If we did, we'd be doing some really awesome, really fun, cool, incredible things. And we could do that with your support. So, and we did a lot of stuff. We stormed Epstein Island. We did a bunch of really cool stuff. I want to do that again. But I can only do that with your direct support. Subscribe. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on youtube.com/WeAreChat.